welcome to the Italian here on Chessly. This is there's a lot of different Italians, right? What is it, like 40 million? I think that's the population. Obviously, I'm joking. I'm talking about chess openings. I think it's 40 million. It could be 50 or 60. Probably should have checked before I started recording. There's a lot of different Italians, and the Italian game is great for beginner. It's also great for intermediate, and it's also played up until Super Grandmaster level. This entire course is based on the Italian game with bishop c4, bishop c5, and then a very clear and simple and straightforward approach by white of trying to take the big center with c3 and d4. Now, if you're looking for another Italian option, we have here on Chessly the triple gambit Italian, where you play the Max Lang or the Deutsch gambit, and that's where you sacrifice the pawn on d4 just straight away. And likely in the future, right now, it's December 2024 right now, but maybe by 2025 we'll have, the more peaceful Italian, which is d3, just the regular Italian game, what, is played a lot at the top level. The benefit of this c3 d4 system is that it's very forcing, leading to very easy and straightforward positions where black will simply melt. The drawback is you have to sacrifice a pawn. So if you sacrifice a pawn in a lot of these positions, and the opponent is very well prepared, you'll just get to a position where you are a pawn down. But you have good attacking play. If you play 100 games of this course and go, I hate this, I don't like being down a pawn, okay, well then you can play something else. There's a lot of gambits. Probably in the future we will add an Evans gambit, which is a totally different type of Italian, right? So you got to fill in the gaps of your opening repertoire. And against knight f6, here on Chessly, we have obviously all sorts of, castles things, but we also have the fried liver. And, if you want to play a regular Italian game, you can always just play d3, and it will just always be an Italian. So the Italian's kind of like a puzzle. You sort of pick and choose and so on and so forth. The bishop goes to c5. We play c3, right? Because we're trying to build the center. Black plays knight f6. It's a very popular move. We will cover other things in the later chapter, like sidelines, like black could play here. But this is very common. We play d4, and the most common sequence now is pawn takes, and the bishop goes to b4 with check. Basically, black is like, look, your pawn is under attack, so is your king. You can't save both. To me, the best move in this position from a practical standpoint at a higher level is probably putting something on d2, but that's at a higher level. Because at my level, people memorize 20 moves. It's hard to set traps. It's hard to get easy to play games. For most of you, by far the best move is knight c3. It's more aggressive. It doesn't block the dark squared bishop. It immediately puts pressure on black to do something about the center. If black doesn't, if black, castles the king, for example, or doesn't take the pawn, you just storm forward. You just get a completely great position. And we're going to cover some of these other lines, momentarily. This is the most popular move because people are like, well, I'm going to win a pawn and I'm going to do it without giving up my bishop. And we're going to castle. This is the moment of truth. Now black's knight is under attack. We are also threatening rook e1 check. We are also threatening various forms of attack on the f7 pawn when the king is stuck in the center. So most people here try to get rid of our knight and then try to castle. Many people here follow the knight path forward. This happens about half the time. Obviously, we take. Now black has a choice. Take the pawn or leave. If they take the pawn, this is an absolutely vicious move. And now black's king is going to be stuck in the center, and we are threatening to win the game. If bishop a1, we play rook e1 check. We absolutely run into the position. We win the queen. We get a totally winning position because we can take. We can go knight e5. We can go queen e2. And you're absolutely crushing. So obviously, if you play bishop a3 and you're trying to show black that you mean business, they can't really let this happen. So most people do this. Now we have a very nice sequence of moves where we create threats. d5 is a massive threat now. And if they ever play it, bishop b5 is absolutely lights out. Black's king is stuck in the center. Rook e1. You have sacrifices of the rook. You have sacrifices, not even the sacrifice, but to just simply take like this. This is a completely lost position for black. Seemingly with logical moves. Black grabbed a pawn. We castled. Black took. And was like, well, this is easy. I'm just going to go d6, and then I'm going to... No. There is absolutely no castling. d5 is the threat. Lethal stuff is ongoing. And yeah, very, very bad news. Now, black can do a couple of other things, obviously, when they get to that position. They can retreat. If they retreat, we start marching forward. And then we march forward again. And now we're threatening bishop takes f7. So if black plays knight takes c4, we have de7 and rook e1. And that just simply wins the game for us, because then we can play forward with the queen, and black's never going to castle. And check this. This is a beauty. I mean, I absolutely love this line. Bishop g5. The point is that after we trade, we have an attack down the middle with the rook, the knight, and the queen. And the problem is the knight is always hanging for black. So after this sequence of moves, queen f7 is a mate, rook e3, rook e1, rook e8, and rook f3, and black is lost. Black just cannot defend the position. Knight to e5, f4, and it's time to resign. Like, this is, and I understand it's 18 moves. I get it. Like, that's not so easy to memorize, but it's a little checklist in your head. If the opponent chickens out and doesn't take the pawn and simply backs up, we walk forward and just go straight down to f7. We get queen d5 and now bishop g5, a very important move. Bring the a-rook and you've got checkmate incoming. This line is so much fun. The best thing that black can do, or looks like can try, is to play d5. But then you give a check, you can drop back, and we've got all sorts of attacking ideas over here. This is the money move. If black is able to pull off d5 in some of these positions, black is going to be very, very happy. And we're going to look at d5 basically all over the place. The best move is actually, in this position, to take not with the knight, but with the bishop. And here, the line is a little bit obscure. And the point is, if black is able to play d5, black is super happy. So if this d5, black is fine, because black is going to get to castle. And this is what we want to avoid. We are always looking for chaos, which is why after this, since our queen is not hanging, d5. This is the money move, right? That is the move for both of us. We want to attack the knight. We just saw d5, d6. This is the money move. The bishop's hanging. The king's in the center. And many people here play knight e5 and run into this position where we split the knights, get to g7, and there's actually a moment here that, bishop h6 comes in, which is very, very scary. But black can defend themselves, and we win back the knight. Obviously, we were down a piece. We sacrificed it. We win it back, and black is okay. They are not losing, but again, to get here, they have to survive a lot. And as long as black plays bishop c3, d5, and knight to e5, you've got to remember that you've got to take, put the queen in the center, go for an attack. But the best move here is retreating the bishop. Black takes our knight on c3, runs away with the bishop, and now we have to remember rook e1 and rook e4. Right? Rook e1, both knights are hanging, and rook e4. And black generally here is going to castle the king, okay? And what we can do is we can start bringing our dark squared bishop and our queen into the attack. We can always rotate over. We have d6 when we need it, because d6 is obviously going to open up our bishop and also land our queen on that square. But this is perfect play by black. Black got in, got the pawn, ran away to f6, right? And now is in a relatively stable position. So I know it went a little bit fast, but in this first line, we did everything logically. We put the knight on c3, we castled our king, and now we've got all these ideas like d5 and rook e1. At some moment, we push forward. At some moment, we are sacrificing, but it's pure aggression. It is aggression because black is losing time trying to win our central pawn, and we've got a lot of different tactical ideas to punish them if they get too greedy.